Aloha, it's Ronnie Margolis with eXp Realty here on beautiful Kauai. And it's time for our March monthly update discussing what's going on the island market and real estate in general. And let's take a look as we do the numbers. First thing I want to take a look at is the total volume of sales. So we're looking at this particular chart and it goes back to March of 2023 and the numbers track through the end of last month, February of 2024. And as you can see, since the fall, sales have kind of moved around, but this is the latest trend. And so there's definitely more business happening compared to last year in February, where we did 85 million. Well, that was March of last year. And here in January, 107 million, the volume went up. And then in February, 116 million. And remember, there's only 29 days in February. This was a leap year. So that shows that the market is moving a little bit more than it has been in terms of the velocity of sales. Let's take a look at the current inventory around the island, and let's start over here in the west side of Waimea. So you can see this is the Western District, and the zones go around the island like that. So here in Waimea, there's the least amount of inventory, and there's very little vacation rental or investment property out on the west side, Hanapepe, Kekaha, etc. So you can see there's currently 13 active listings and 8 properties under contract, so a total of 21 properties for sale. When we head down a little bit east of that to the south shore to Poipu, Kaloa, Kalaheo, Lauai, you see we have 109 active listings and 125 under contract. So that's a pretty heavy ratio of properties in escrow compared to the total number for sale. Total of 234 properties for sale there. In Lihue, this is where the inventory, even though it's our town core, this is where the inventory continues to be low. And of course, this includes condos, and condos that are almost closer to Wailua, like the Kauai Beach Resort, are considered part of the Lihue zone. So this is not all in town where Costco is, etc. The district is larger than that. And here we've got 36 listings and 17 under contract. Let's move up to the Kauai district, Kapa'a Wailua, and we've got 78 active listings and 44 under contract. So a total of 122 properties for sale. And then the North Shore, 84 active listings, 30 under contract, total of 114 properties for sale. When you add all the active listings together, it comes out to 320. That's a little bit higher than it was in January and a little bit higher than it was in February. So this is active as of this particular day. And if we take a look finally at our monthly comparisons, you can see what our volume is like. And so the first thing we're looking at is our residential sales volume. And here, this tells us what happened in February. Previous units is January in this case, and a year ago would be February of a year ago. So you see there were only 2 sales for a dollar volume of 4 million a year ago in February. This year there were 9. So that's a really big increase. And to give you an idea of prices, look at the month of February in Kaloa, because we've got some very expensive homes down there. So even though only 6 homes sold, the total dollar volume was over 25 million. And also, this last column shows us the list price to the price finally sold. And there was a smaller discount from the list price in the Kaloa district and also in the Hanalei district, where things sold at 96.19% of their sale price. You can see that here in the Kapa'a Wailua area, that's where there's been more play in terms of the pricing. When we go down to take a look at condos, of course, same thing. Look in the prices of condos, and this is in Poipu Beach. Mostly these are vacation rentals. And so we had 6 that sold this February, 4 that sold in January, and 8 last year. So year to date, We're definitely ahead of where we were last year in terms of single-family homes up on the north side because there's a little more for sale there. In terms of condos, sales are down a little bit in terms of condos down in the Kauai district because there's not very much for sale. Really, the only vacation rentals we've seen pretty much the entire year are at the Waipoli Beach Resort. And at the moment, there are no active two-bedroom units for sale. There have been, and they are sold or under contract. But the bottom line is there's more opportunity in the market. Inventory is rising a little bit. Prices continue to go up, albeit at a slower appreciation than last year. And we still have more demand than we have supply. In terms of interest rates, the Fed made no change this week in base of lending, and even though it's anticipated 3 quarter-point drops through the end of the year, I think rates will probably stay in the 6s. That's what's forecast this year. And if you're sitting on the fence and you're waiting for the rates to drop a quarter point, prices do continue to go up, so it may not necessarily be an advantageous position to sit and wait. So that's it for the current market update. It is springtime. The market is getting brisker, that's for sure. If my team and I can do anything to assist you, we'd love to be your advisor and negotiator, and we can do virtual showings for you, of course. And if you're a seller, we would love to interview to be your agent, show you how we can syndicate your listing to over 400 websites and how we leverage technology and our communication skills to get you the best result with the least amount of stress. So Ronnie Margolis here, eXp Realty on Kauai, and we'll talk to you next month. Aloha.